Okay, take two. I recorded this whole thing on my GoPro and then realized that there was some moisture in the lens because I'm in the jungle of Costa Rica and everything is damp most of the time. So I am redoing this now on my cell phone. Today, you guys, I want to talk about fear and overcoming self-doubt. So I'm holding my phone. It's not easy on my arm right now. I'm sitting by my river in my backyard. I wish there was somewhere I could place this. But anyway, let's get started. So, as humans, fear is a very, very common thing that shows up in our lives. It shows up in many forms: procrastination, perfectionism, resistance, insecurity, and most of all, fear of failure. So, we're gonna dive into how to overcome these when we have these moments of fear. I have some notes. I'm pregnant, so I've got pregnancy brain, and I need notes. So I apologize in advance if I don't look super professional and know everything I'm supposed to be saying. This is that I do in my everyday, and I can vouch for them as being very effective and things that I use with my clients as well. So I still need notes though. So let's start with how to overcome fear. My first thing that I would suggest as a practice is debunking the fear. So debunking the fear means taking the fear that you have, that thought in your mind, and debunking it by thinking what could happen in the worst case scenario. What could be the worst thing that could happen? And then if that thing happened, would I survive? Would I be able to overcome it? And how would I overcome it? So it's allowing yourself to go there in your head and then taking the next step into thinking about powerful solutions and powerful ways that you can overcome this worst case scenario. I'm scratching myself a lot. I'm so sorry. There's like mosquitoes out here everywhere. They want to eat me alive. So let's use an example. So me, for example, I always have a fear around putting myself out there, sharing my knowledge, voicing my support, because I always think like, okay, there's so many people out there that are doing similar things to me. They have fancier cameras, they have fancier clothes, they have fancier lighting, all these different things. No one's gonna show up and want to listen to me. No one's gonna take me seriously. What's the point? And worst case scenario, nobody shows up, or somebody makes fun of me, makes me feel like I shouldn't be doing this, like I'm an imposter. And then I think to myself, okay, what if that does happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? I feel sad for a little bit. Okay. Do I die? I think, does this person take all my power? Are they even correct? Or having nobody show up at all, does that mean that it will continue to happen next time? Or is this just like a temporary thing or a fear that's not even realistic? And if it does happen, what can I do to empower myself through it and be better next time and use it as a learning experience? So I want you to ask yourself, what is something that you're afraid of right now that you're holding yourself back from, and how can you debunk it? How can you go there to the deepest part where it's like the worst case scenario and think, will you survive? Will you still be breathing after? And what can you do to help yourself get through it and become more empowered and more strong even after that worst case scenario happened, if it happens? Number two, when you notice the negative thoughts, I want you to ask yourself, are they evidence-based or are these just your thoughts? So similar to number one, is it going to actually happen, this worst case scenario? Or are these thoughts real? Are they evidence-based or are they just your thoughts? Because we have so many thoughts in our day. Multiple angles of the same thought, especially if it's something that we're really trying to work through. So is it a thought that's evidence-based or is it just a negative thought? And when you start to think, okay, this could be just a thought, I want you to try replacing it with a positive thought. So I'll go back to my example of feeling like maybe nobody will show up, maybe I won't be heard, maybe my voice will be made fun of. That is not a evidence-based thought. That's just a fear. That's a fear thought, right? So what could be the positive? What could switching that to the positive be? okay, what if I show up and one person loves my content and really appreciates me sharing and appreciates my support and says thank you? Or even what if nobody shows up and I still get to listen to myself say these words and learn from it and become stronger within myself? Start thinking of those positive opposites of what the negative thought is that you have. Oh my god, there's a huge bug. Okay. There's actually a huge bug that fell on me earlier when I was just about to start shooting this video, and I took a photo of it. I'll try to include it in this video. It's over there now. I think it was dead. It was really, really beautiful though. I don't know, it just fell out of nowhere. We're in the jungle, see? There's some beautiful jungle trees all around. So anything can happen. Okay, number 3, action dissolves fear. This is my favorite. Taking aligned action when you feel the fear or the doubt or the overwhelm can really help you because it's a distraction from those thoughts. Even the smallest action. Ask yourself, what's the smallest thing I can do right now to help get me out of these thoughts? Even if it's just going for a walk or just going and looking outside your window and looking at something, thinking about what you're seeing or hearing or smelling or feeling around you is taking action and dissolving the power of that negative thought that's overwhelming you, that you're allowing yourself to like get too immersed in. Taking small action will not only distract you as well, it'll start making you feel really good because you'll start to notice, okay, I'm doing something. I'm taking a small action towards what I want. I'm doing something. I am moving towards that goal that I have so much fear around. So, you know, as an example for me, like I've made many videos and not uploaded them, or uploaded them and then taken them down because I thought like, okay, this isn't what I want to appear as, but I still took action, and in that moment it felt so good to take action. And many of those videos I've actually left up. Should have started with that. So when I have the doubt, I take small action and I think, okay, this isn't gonna work, nobody's gonna like this, but I do it anyway, and then it ends up feeling good. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, okay, that's not exactly what I wanted, so I change it. But I still take the action and I still do the work, and it does end up having a ripple effect and distracting me from those negative thoughts. The last one is, I read this book, Big Magic, by Elizabeth, I don't remember her last name now, but she used this analogy of your fear being in the car with you while you're driving, like the baby in the back seat, sorry. That's crying, and you know you're worried about it, you feel bad for it, you don't know how to handle it, like sometimes it becomes overwhelming. That fear is going to be with you no matter what, all the time. We're human. It means that you care about what it is that you're doing. So it'll never be permanently gone. You're always going to have that fear. Like I said, it's very human and it comes in many forms. So whether it's fear of failure, and then it's like procrastination or perfectionism, it's going to be there. That baby in the back seat is going to be there. But what you need to remember is that the baby in the back seat is not capable of driving. It is not the one in control. You are the one in control. So as much as that baby's screaming, or as much as that fear and that doubt is screaming at you in different ways of thoughts, it does not actually have the power to make the decisions in your life. You do. And you would not let a baby drive, right? So think about it this way. You would not let fear drive if fear was the baby. So with that being said, you get to be the one in power at the end of the day every time. Through all of these different tools, you're the one who makes the decision at the end of the day. There's a bug. And so I'll leave you with that. I'd love to know in the comments below which one of those steps really resonated with you, which ones you tried, and if any of it helped, if you have any feedback. I hope you like my quirky videos that are outside in the jungle. I don't have like the professional looking office with the nice decor behind me. This is what I'm working with now, moving forward, so I'm pretty excited. So appreciate you all for being here. I look forward to making the next video. I look forward to hearing back from you. If you're tuned into my channel right now, there's also lots of fun travel videos on here. Feel free to check them out. With my partner and our little family on the way. We have a little baby on the way, so very excited. Really appreciate you all. Can't wait to hear from you, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.